Dear listeners, my name is Anthony Clark.
And I'm Melanie Clark.
And we are
The Amazing Clarks.
We're both award-winning certified life and love coaches and a husband and wife duo that have been coaching together as a team for 24 years and that have been passionately in love for 34. They call us the Amazing Clarks because we empower people to live amazing lives.
And we're here to get you from where you are to where you want to be in life and love. Love the Amazing Clarks is our personal love letter to everyone who loves love.
That's right, guys, and you know we love love. So today we have another amazing podcast for you guys. Today's topic, we're going to continue our series from our ebook, How to Stop Being an Irritating Person, 20 Irritating Traits That Pushes People Away and How to Fix Them. And so each week we're doing one topic from the ebook. And we wrote this ebook because, you know, when it comes to dating and relationships, we can always go for the deep, heavy stuff, but sometimes it's the low-hanging fruit, the things we can do to change right now to improve our dating life, our relationships, our life in general. So that's what the ebook is about. But before we jump into that, and the main topic for that, by the way, also is
entitlement. Being entitled.
That's right.
Ooh, that's a big topic.
So that's the topic of the day.
Mm-hmm.
But before we jump into that, it's time for catching up with the Clarks, and this is where we let you guys know what's going on in our personal life. So,
Yes.
babe, anything you want to share with the listeners about what's been going on in your life, your cool and exciting life?
Thanks. I like that my life is cool and exciting. I have just been cuddled up with you. I am really enjoying the last couple of weeks. I've been in Charlotte, and when I'm in Charlotte, I am just big chilling, hanging out with you, going to the gym, cuddling. Like I literally got back in bed because you wanted more cuddle time this morning to give you a little bit extra cuddle time, which I love. I love that you ask for it, right? Like that you say, like, I want more cuddle time. So that's good. So I'm cuddling a lot. And we've been coaching a lot. We've been coaching a lot of couples. So we've been working quite a bit. So between working and cuddling, I'm pretty busy. But I'm always working on, and I love to share this with our listeners, I'm always working on my inner world. And what I've been working on is really practicing presence and peace. Just really managing my mind's, and everyone has this going on in their mind, right? Where your mind wants to either be thinking about the past, you know, maybe things could have gone better. You could have done something better. Why did things work out? Or it's racing towards the future. What's next? What do you got to take care of next? What's going to happen next? So I have been really doing a lot of different practices on being present, being in the moment, not letting my mind drag me all over the universe. And I've actually been having a lot of fun with that. And it's just a practice. And that's what I've been doing in my inner world. In my outer world, cuddling with you and coaching.
I love it. I love it.
How about you?
I can definitely see the difference in your energies. And you're usually pretty calm energy, but
thanks.
you seem way more
Zen.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Yeah. Well, I have a lot going on. And when there's a lot going on, your mind just wants to race. And when your mind races and you allow it to race, then it could make you have negative energy, right? Because it could make me come off as stressful or panicked or rushing or, you know, trying too hard. So it's quite the practice to keep yourself in the present moment and peaceful when there's a lot going on. So I'm having fun playing with that. And I can't wait to teach my clients how to do it.
Beautiful.
Yeah. How about you? What's going on with you?
Well, I'm enjoying the same thing you're doing, hanging out with you, but I'm also enjoying our little evening walks that we've been taking.
Oh, that's right.
And a little exploration of our surroundings. And I love how the other day we were like, you know, after our walk, it was like, hey, let's follow this trail and see where it goes. And it opens up into this big, beautiful park with the wooded areas and like a whole different world.
Yeah.
And so I'm enjoying exploring and having adventures like that with you and holding your hands and kissing your face.
Yes. I love that. I love that you're like, come on, let's go this way. Like you're just trudging me through the unknown and let's climb this hill. And we are having a lot of fun with that. It feels like we're kids again.
Yeah, I love that you're saying yes.
Like when I'm not fighting you.
A lot of women are going to be like, nah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
That's hot. I don't know what's in there.
You're like, yeah, let's do it. It's like,
well, I want to have fun too. I want to have fun too. So fun is a lot of times is in the unknown. So I'm open to that.
Right.
So thanks for being a great leader. I appreciate you.
It's just that when it comes to you, I feel entitled.
I feel a segue coming on. Good job, baby.
That's right. Well, thanks for hanging out. We're catching up with the Clarks, but now it's time for the main topic.
Let's do it.
So like we said, each week we've been covering one topic from the ebook, How to Stop Being an Irritating Person, 20 Irritating Traits That Pushes People Away and How to Fix Them. And when we did the ebook, it was really based on, like, in a lot of situations in dating and relationships, we have irritating traits that we don't know that we have that could be hindering our success, our connection with our partner, or success in dating. And usually when you have irritating traits, you're the last one that knows about it.
Yeah.
But by then, sometimes it's too late. So we wrote this ebook looking at ourselves going, okay, there are traits that I had to work on that were irritating, that I didn't know were irritating, that would affect my relationships. There's some traits that I'm still working on. And there's some traits that I'm just being aware that I don't, pick up along the journey. So this ebook is a way to self-reflect and go, as I'm going through it, am I doing this? And if so, how's it affecting my life, my relationships? And it's something I can change. So the ebook covers how to change it, what it is, why we do it, and all of that good stuff. But you guys can get a copy of that at theamazingclarks.com. But today's main topic is entitlement.
Yeah.
Entitlement. So you seem like you had a little energy about that. Why did that one? Yeah. Why did that particular irritating trait?
Well, I kind of started thinking about it from the perspective of a lot of times when we have irritating traits, it not only irritates other people, we're irritating ourselves. Right. And I think that entitlement is one of those traits.
If you're aware.
If you're aware, even if you're not aware, though, you're irritating yourself. Because if you're entitled, you have this expectation that everyone is supposed to act a certain way or treat you a certain way or give you something or be there for you or do for you. Right. And when that doesn't happen, you get irritated. So you're literally irritating yourself by having this expectation that somebody owes you something. I hear myself talk about this a lot in coaching, where a lot of people have a belief that other people are supposed to be performing for their benefit. Like, I need my husband to be doing this, that, and this for me to be happy. I need my wife to look like this or act like this or be like this to be happy. They're supposed to, right? Like, I'm entitled to that because I'm married. I hear it in dating, right? Like, well, he's supposed to do this if he's interested in me. And that entitlement makes you irritated with yourself because you're projecting expectation onto other people, and they may not have no clue that that is your expectation, right? So you're making yourself miserable. And then when you go to another person and you go, you're supposed to do that for me. You're supposed to act like that for me. Then you're annoying them too, because you're telling them to change on your behalf. I even see it in work situations, right?
Oh, definitely see it in work.
So like, I'll see it like someone, say for example, someone wants a raise. They are upset they're not getting a raise, and they believe they're entitled to a raise because they've been there for a certain amount of time, or they work really hard, or whatever the case may be. But they're not willing to go to the employer and state their case, right? And ask for what they want. They think they're just supposed to get it. So they get mad and they leave, and then they'll do the same thing over and over. Some people advance their career that way, right? They just get upset and they leave. And I think that that's a strategy that human beings leave when they want more out of life sometimes. They'll just get upset, leave one thing, and then they propel themselves to the next thing instead of having a conversation and talking about what expectations are. And so to me, entitlement is really about creating these personal expectations that you have and then expecting other people to know what they are and then getting upset when they don't show up and perform for you. So that was the energy around it that you felt. That's what I was thinking about. I was
I'm
like,
feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Okay.
So how would that look in dating?
Well, I think it definitely, there are some expectations in dating. And I think that a lot of women feel entitled to be taken to the best restaurant and be shown the best experience if a guy is really serious about dating. I don't know if that expectation is fair, because what if that guy can't afford that? You know what I'm saying? Like, not every guy is in the same financial status. So having that expectation can set you up for failure. And it is entitlement. You got to meet people where they are.
Right.
Also, I think that sometimes men are entitled in dating too. They think if they do take you to the nicest restaurant and buy you the nicest dinner, then there's an expectation of some type of sexual exchange. And, these are pretty common expectations and entitlements that people have when it comes to dating. Which is creating some conflict because people don't like having them expectations put on them. They want choices. They want to decide what they want and how they want to show up.
That entitlement can also come into play as far as when it comes to dating. As I noticed this one, a lot of people, especially women, feel like they're just entitled to the greatest looking guy in the world, the tallest guy, the best, the six pack, the richest, that they're just entitled to that. And so they're so disappointed when they run across just the average Joe. And it's almost like someone did something wrong to them. They're resentful. They get mad. They get irritated. Because deep down inside, they believe that they're entitled to the best. And I do believe that it's really good to have high hopes and expectations and to think highly of yourself, but you also have to be realistic. If you want that great guy, that incredible looking guy with an incredible body, is your body incredible? Are you taking care of yourself to make yourself look great? And so I think you have to be realistic as well, but I definitely see it in dating. In relationships, the entitlement is, for example, I've seen a lot of situations where one partner looks like it's the other partner's job to please them. And you just keep doing it, even if I don't tell you thank you. It's your job to do it and to sacrifice what you want in order to make me happy because I'm entitled to it.
Right. Definitely see that. This is going to be a little controversial, but I can't help myself sometimes.
Oh, wait a minute. You're going to be controversial? Let me perk up for this one. All right.
Okay. So one of the entitlements that I see happening in relationships, and I see it like, I just want to say crumbling. It's like crumbling right now. Is there is this entitlement or this expectation, which makes it an entitlement, that men are supposed to always be the supporter of women, the financial supporter and the provider and the breadwinner. And I'm seeing so many relationships struggle because that's not always happening. And men don't always want to take on that role. And I think men are starting to say, no, I don't really want to take on that role. And I think that there's just such an entitled feeling, like we just all believe that that's how it's supposed to go.
Programming,
and the programming, that it's creating some problems right now. But I think that always happens when programming changes. But we just have to remember that nothing is really set in stone in a society of how things are supposed to be. It's a moving target. It's always changing. You can see that through history, right? Like if you look back in you think about like, what is the standard of beauty, right? Like certain times in our history, being overweight was the standard of beauty. Then there are other times being thin was a standard of beauty. Then at certain times it's the color of your skin or the color of your hair. Like we're always changing and evolving. So I think the pain of entitlement comes from when you just think that's the way it's supposed to be for me. And I think we have to be a little bit more malleable and open to each person has the right to show up the way that they want to show up and be who they want to be. And either we're going to accept them or we're going to reject them. But I think it's not okay to hold on to them and beat the shit out of them constantly for not being who you want them to be. Right. And I think that's where entitlement comes into play, and it can be a real negative. You ready for controversial point number 2?
Sure.
Controversial point number 2 is we see it a lot in race relations, right? Like when I think of entitlement, like that's the first place that it comes up, like where we see Karening. We see people who are not people of color really shocked when things don't just, fall into place and they don't get what they think that they have coming, because this society is set up where the entitlement is real. Like, oh, it's just supposed to work out for me, but they don't experience life the same way that people of color do.
Mhm.
We used to like not getting what we want all the time and things not working out, or somebody following you in a store and being like, do you have money to buy things here? Right.
Yeah.
Like we know that happens.
We grew up with one of the key phrases, who do you think you are?
Right. Yeah. Right.
Who the hell do you think you are?
We can handle disappointment, right? We can handle disappointment. We can handle when things don't go the way we think they're supposed to go, right? But I see that people who are not people of color, that is really difficult a lot of times for them because they're entitled, because there's an expectation. They're taught in their programming, like, yeah, you're entitled to that. Yeah, that is for you. You can have what you want. And we don't have the same programming.
Right. Well, that goes to like what you're kind of jumping in already. Why people entitled?
Okay.
One reason people are entitled is overindulgence. Growing up in an environment where your every want and needs are handled without question.
Mm-hmm.
So you're spoiled in a way. And so you're used to it. Another reason people do it, insecurity. Overcompensating for feelings of inadequacy by demanding special treatment. Yeah. I've dealt with, I got quite a few people in the family that do it from that perspective.
Right.
Yeah.
Can you give us an example, or would it be too personal?
Well, where there are areas where, let's say, one partner needs growth, but they don't want to look at themselves, so they just feel the other partner is they're so entitled that the other partner is supposed to, instead of them growing, make adjustments to them not growing.
So
like
accepting that's just the way I am.
If I yell at you, how dare you get upset?
Right.
You just got to learn to get yelled at.
Oh, okay.
And not take it personally and flip out on me. And if you flip out on me, then it's like, oh, how dare you? How dare you? How dare you? It's like, what do you expect?
Yeah.
That's gonna. So definitely insecurity. Yeah. Unrealistic expectations.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Believe in the world or others owe you something.
It's that part right there. Like I hear myself say that a lot. No one owes you anything. Yeah. No one owes any of us anything. Like everybody has the right to say, no, I don't want to. Nope. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Right. And I think, I think that the more that we can accept that, and people do not like to hear this, right? Like our society right now is like, everybody wants everybody to adjust and fix themselves to make each other feel better. And I think it's creating a lot of problems. I think we should start from nobody owes me anything. I'm going to show up as my best self. You show up as your best self. And, let's move forward from there. Let's decide what we want to create together from there without coming in saying you're supposed to, you need to, you have to, for me to love you.
Well, let's look at something as simple as like wedding vows, especially like the old fashioned one back in the days.
Okay.
When some vows is pretty much sets it up where the man's entitled to sex.
Oh, okay.
It's your wifely duties.
Yeah, duties.
So
wifely duties.
Right. And her cooking, he's entitled to having her cook.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that? You feel like that was a bad move?
Do I
think that's what's
that expectation
that has affected a lot of current marriages, relationships?
Absolutely. I hear from women all the time. I'm doing everything. He does nothing. He goes to work and comes home and sits on the couch, and I still clean up and I cook dinner and I do all of that.
So when they heard that entitlement, when they heard that in the vows, then they didn't take it seriously. They didn't know that was going to happen.
Well, I don't remember in any vows it saying that, I have to cook and clean up after you and do all of that kind of stuff. But to love, to cherish, to honor, obey. Yeah.
Till death do you part.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that people are definitely having a hard time with that. The obey part there's a lot of controversy around the obey part. No one wants to obey anyone. You not my daddy. Man, I love you. I don't even want to. We don't even want to obey our parents. So how are we going to obey somebody that we're in a relationship with? But I think all the things that you're talking about are more about roles, right? And I think that there is some upset around people feeling entitled to have those roles play out anymore. And I think the reason is society has changed. Women no longer feel their value is in cleaning and cooking and caretaking because women are also providing and working. So they want a partner that also has the ability to caretake and to take care of the home and help around the house because both people are earners now. So I think that has changed. There are still a lot of men who feel entitled to that. Well, you're my wife and you're supposed to cook for me and you're supposed to do this and that for me. There's the entitlement, which can create problems if said wife does not agree with the same entitlement. Yeah, that entitlement can be entertaining. But my point is, it really is meeting people where they are. Entitlement is a problem when it's saying you're bad or wrong because you're not doing what I want you to do to make me happy. And we can't always do what the other person wants to make you happy. So sometimes it makes you unhappy to make the other person happy, you know? So
does it feel, would you say it would be not a good move for someone to think like, let's say, I feel entitled to be treated kindly by my partner?
I think that's fine.
I feel entitled.
But I'm going to be honest. But is that saying I feel entitled to be always treated kind by my partner? So there could be a problem there because if you are not treating me kindly, I might respond in unkind.
That's it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's what you put out is what you're going to get back.
Because there's a lot of people that are feeling like that right now. A lot of listeners, I'm sure, that feel like that they're entitled to the being treated nicely.
Yeah.
And even though it'd be great if you could be, you're not necessarily entitled to that. That comes with something you earn. Now, if you treat that person with respect and kindness and love, then are you entitled to get it back?
No.
No.
No. Again, you gotta meet people where they are. And, you know, we all have emotions. We all have things going on in life, and people cannot always be on, and they can't always be the best selves. I think that's a huge part of love and relationship, right? Can you love me when I'm not giving you what you think you're entitled to be given? Can you love me when I'm bitchy?
Yeah.
Can you love me when I'm depressed? Can you love me when I can't show up for you? Can you still love me? Like, to me, that's what true love is, right?
Yeah. Well, you still love me even if I throw the N-word out there. N-word.
Okay, you're doing too much now.
N-word, no.
Oh, okay.
What are you talking? No word. Come on, man.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
Well, clarify, sir. Clarify.
Come back.
Clarify.
Yeah. The key is people just got to basically learn to be okay with no.
Yes, exactly. Again, it goes back to no one owes you anything. You have every right to ask for what you want and what you need. But your partner, your friends, your children, your boss, your coworkers may not be able to provide it for you. And then you have to learn what to do with that disappointment. You have to learn what you're going to do to move forward and get what you want out of life, and find somebody who wants to give it to you or is able to give it to you, or decide, do you really actually even need what you're asking for? Right? That's how you work that out.
So I'm going to give some quick tips on how to fix it real quick before we wrap up this one. Okay, so now let's say you're a person in that situation where you feel very entitled and it's affecting your relationships, you're pushing people away, and you want to change it. The first thing that you want to do is to create awareness. You want to start paying attention to when you're doing that, when you feel like you're being wronged by something. And then at that point, ask yourself, am I expecting that people owe me something from this? What are my expectations? Am I assuming others owe me something? Have I learned or contributed to what I'm asking for?
Good. I like that.
Yeah. Another one, practice gratitude. Shift your focus from what you think you deserve to appreciating what you already have. For example, I'm grateful for what I've been given, and I'll work for what I want.
I like that too. That's good.
So it basically starts with that. And go get the ebook. You'll get more tips on how to fix it. But I think it starts with just the awareness, first and foremost, and the humility of wanting to change that and seeing that You need it.
And it goes back to control.
Mm-hmm.
There are just some things in life you cannot control. And if you are an entitled person, entitlement is really trying to control outcomes constantly. This is the way it's supposed to be, and it's your expectation. And you can't control other people. So if you are expecting other people to be a certain way, you're going to make yourself miserable and you're going to make them miserable.
Mm-hmm.
So be open to change.
That's right.
That's my recommendation.
Stop
Thanks
raising
for interviewing
entitled
me.
kids.
Stop raising entitled kids. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely see that, right? With young people, they can't manage disappointment. They don't have any grit, right? They can't keep going when the going gets tough. And all of that is fallout from entitlement.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we could be stronger and have stronger relationships if we're a little bit more able to flow instead of expect each other to do what we want. It's not always going to work out.
That's right. Not always going to work out. Good job.
Good job, baby.
Good job, guys. And once again, guys, if you want to get a copy of the ebook, How to Stop Being an Irritating Person, 20 Irritating Traits That Pushes People Away and How to Fix Them, then get your copy at theamazingclarks.com.
Yes. And we want to make sure that you guys are connecting with us over Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at theamazingclarks.com.
theamazingclarks.com. That's right. And if you guys haven't got a chance to get a copy of our book, Crack the Code, Secrets to Achieving Your Happily Ever After, make sure you pick up your copy today, available at amazon.com. And if you're interested in becoming a life coach or just want to learn some skills to life coach yourself or other people around you, check out our life coach training and certification course at Law of Attraction Life Coach Academy.com. And last but not least, if you guys are interested in coaching with Anthony and Melanie Clark, relationship coaching, life coaching, dating coaching, we do it all.
Yes.
Then reach out to us at theamazingclarks.com. We can coach via Zoom or maybe even in person if you're in the LA area or the Charlotte area at the right time.
That's right. So remember, to go there, you got to grow there.
That's right. There you go, people. We gave it to you. Now, what you going to do with it?
Love the Amazing
Clarks. See you next time.
See you next time.